You know, I watch you 315 seated overhead press. Dude, you're pound for pound the strongest person I've ever met in my life.
Well, I appreciate that.
You know.
And I used to think that I was the strongest person that I ever knew until I got in the sport of strongman, and then you're like, damn, that guy is really strong. Right. Like, you know what I mean? And there's people out there that are just total freaks of nature, and that you don't want to cut yourself short, and you don't want to say like, dude,
no pun intended.
Yeah, like I will never be on that guy's level. You'll never want to say that. Mm-hmm. But in some instances, you have to be aware that you're going to have to put in twice as much work as that person if you want to get to where that person's at, because they are just that good. And while you're putting in twice as much work, if they're just that good, they're putting in twice as much work too. So you guys are excelling at an even pace, and if you do the math, that just means you'll almost never catch them.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a realistic guy, and
by far, probably one of the most realistic people I've ever met.
And I used to think, like, when I first got into strongman, I was like, damn, I could do this. And then at one point I thought, man, like, there's no way that I can be the best in the world. And then as you get closer to each thing, you quit saying there's no way. And you start saying, dude, I was this close. I was a half a point off of podium. I was, you know what I mean? Like, I will never put I'll never be that guy in my sentence ever again. And it's not like I did that often, but it's like when you start competing, you see how good people are, you're almost like, damn, because I thought I was fucking strong. I really did.
Right.
I thought I was fucking strong as shit when I first got into Well, when I first got into strongman, I thought I was fucking, like, strong.
Right.
My very first show I did, and I placed third in it. Granted, it was a parking lot show, but I was like, okay, I can do this. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I go to another one, I'm like, damn, never seen that guy before. Then I go to another one, I'm like, holy fuck, there's two of that guy. And then before you know it, you're at fucking nationals, and there's 70 people in your weight class, and half of them, I don't want to say don't deserve to be there, but half of them qualified through a bullshit parking lot show where the weights were, you know, way less under pound compared to everything else. And then, you know,
I don't think people realize how much weight you're really moving in a show. Like, just give a couple events and for instance. So,
for instance, I believe I've done some really heavy shows.
I've seen a 900-pound yoke walk.
Yeah, that's. I've done 1,000 pounds before, but
Jesus,
not 900. That's almost crippling to my soul, and that's, you know what I mean. I'm like, dude, because I kind of got some back issues that I really don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, when you're putting fucking 1,000 pounds on your back, motherfucker, like Jesus.
So you have, for instance, the World's Strongest Man this past year.
Yeah.
It was fucking incredibly heavy. Like, it was insanely heavy.
A lot of the athletes didn't make a lot of those lifts, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that's how you know that people are true freaks.
Right.
Whenever half the field ain't making half the fucking lifts, and someone comes in there and blows through everything.
Jeez.
Like, there's a 105 dude right now, Anthony Furman. The guy is like, he's on his shit. You know what I mean? Then he's just one name. There's, you know what I mean? There's Terry Rady. There's fucking Sean DeMoyes, I believe his name. Like, these guys are the best 105s around. Like, these guys are the best, and you only strive to do what they do.
For people that don't know weight classes, 105 kg translates to?
Under 231 pounds. So there's a 200-pound weight class. Okay. There's a 231 and under, so between 200 and 231. And then anything above that is a heavyweight class.
So you're telling me anything above that, like you're competing against people like Brian Shaw and Thor Bjornsson?
For sure, but they're definitely on another level.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, that's such a big jump.
So that's
I met Shaw at 380 pounds. Dude.
Yeah, and now he's like pushing 420. So
right,
you know what I mean. So basically,
how is there such a large weight gap? Like, nobody can look at that and say, hey, like, maybe we need a super heavyweight division?
some places have, some divisions have super heavyweight, some shows have super heavyweight, but for the most part, it's like this. And this is where I don't want to be an asshole, but it's kind of fair and it's kind of not fair. You got guys that are 275 pounds, 265 pounds. That's a fucking heavyweight.
Right.
Them guys will lose weight to make the fucking middleweight class.
Oh, God.
Right?
Yeah.
But in my mind, some people are like, dude, if you want to be like a world champion, like you want to, like, why don't you just go down to 200 pounds? I said, but that's not me naturally. That's not where I walk around at.
Okay.
I want to be a true 231 pound guy that is truly strong at the weight I walk around at.
Right.
And to be honest with you, when I weigh in for a show, 3 days before a show, I'm so fucking nervous that I don't even eat.
Ooh.
I'm barely eating.
Right.
If I have to fly on a plane, like I have such bad anxiety that literally every meal I take in, I'll shit it out. so you're like, what's the point of eating that? I'm gonna have the shits on the plane, and I don't want to have the shits on the plane, right?
Right.
So a lot of people can just sit there and eat their meals on the plane. I'm like, damn, right? Like, damn, I wish I rent my food, dude. That's what people say.
Yeah.
I wish that I could do that, but I can't. So sometimes I'll weigh into it. I'll go into a show and I'll weigh in at like 220 pounds or 217 pounds because I've been picking at food the last 2 days because my anxiety is so fucking bad. So I'm not even going into a show as strong as I should, actually.
Well, yeah. I mean, carb depletion, protein depletion, like
and it sucks.
What about your amino acids? Like, where are you at with that? Like your water intake?
So that's actually how I tore my tricep.
Right.
In 2017, is I was so dehydrated. I was so fucking nervous for this show.
I remember that video when you had posted it. You actually finished that lift, didn't you?
I did. As soon as I locked it out, bow, my tricep tore, and it was so painful. And I know there's like people have way worse injuries than that.
Yeah.
But for me, being a former bodybuilder, the first thing that went through my mind is, dog, you'll never ever go on a stage again.
Okay.
You're fucking done. Your tricep's going to be deformed. Let's try to get this thing back to good health so that you can at least continue to be a strength athlete.
Well, that does it for Whiskey Tango Talks. I'm your host, Derek Pizzatoro. I appreciate you joining us. Tune in next time for amazing life stories and adventures. Y'all have a good night.